are back again with another Save Honolua Coalition weekly update. This week, our topic is Honolua stream flow and the diversion. Not everybody gets a chance to hike up to the stream and see what's going on there. So this week we thought we'd give you a little video coverage of what's actually going on. And in Hawaii, we tend to like our streams to flow from the mountain to the sea unhindered. And so we'll show you what's going on there, and you can make your own informed decision about the situation.
This is an overview of the diversion of Honolua Stream. Honolua Stream flows downhill in this direction and falls into this grate right here and begins its journey through the diversion. At this point right here, there is a gate that Maui Land and Pine keeps open so that this region does not fill up with mud and debris. The water continues on through the mountain, and at this point, a small amount of water flows through this tube and is returned to the stream bed. This tube right here is approximately 8 inches in diameter. So a small amount does flow back into Honolua Stream, but the majority of the water flows through this opening right here and is added to the water in Honolua Ditch, which originates in Honokahau, and millions of gallons flow down in this direction towards Lahaina. This region of Honolua Stream stays dry for the most part because the water is diverted around it. And on some days where there's a lot of rainfall, the water goes ahead and flows over the grate, and Honolua Stream can flow to Honolua Bay. But the vast majority of the time, the diversion system diverts water through this opening back into the ditch, where a small amount of water flows through this 8-inch pipe and is returned to the stream bed.
You could be changing the pathway for animals like the o'opu that are migrating up and down the stream. You could be changing the temperature of the stream so that animals and plants that are adapted for particular temperatures now are not. And the time sequence that we've been doing things, the short 150 or so years that we've been diverting streams and changing our environment of Hawaii, is very short in the evolutionary history of animals and plants that have evolved over the course of millions of years here. The key here is to think island. We need to remember that we live on an island, and yes, we do need our fresh water for other things than its traditional usage, but that must be balanced with all of the needs of the entire ecosystem and all of the plants and animals that have evolved to depend on that water. So for us to just take that water only for ourselves without considering the possible impacts to the rest of the ecosystem, it could lead and has led to imbalance, to degradation, and to deterioration of our quality of life and the health of our natural water.
The Hawaiian people did believe in diverting the stream water into awais or channels for their taro patches, but the water always went back into the stream. Unlike Western civilization, they divert water and it never goes back into the stream. There's a fish called the o'opu. The o'opu should be the state fish because it is a fish that needs to touch both fresh water and salt water. From the top of the mountains of Honokahau, the Honokahau Falls, it will come all the way down into Honokahau Bay, touching the ocean water for the first time. When it touches the ocean water, it comes back and it will return just like a salmon to where it came from. Imagine this fish climbing 1,200 feet along the waterfall just to get back to where it started. That's why I believe the o'opu should be the state fish. As Hawaiians, we are people of both the sea and the land, just as the o'opu must touch both waters.
And so when you divert the stream, you're taking that water and breaking the natural flow apart to where that o'opu cannot return to its home.
It's true. Once you divert water like Iao, Waihe'e, all these other streams, it would be totally impossible for the O'opu to survive because it cannot do what it was born to do.
So this wraps up another weekly edition of Save Honolua Coalition, and like our good friends at the Navai Eha say, don't be a Lolo, restore